Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. Today's video we're going to discuss the GSX implementation with the FSLabs A320 series. For me, the GSX implementation has taken this add-on to the next level of realism. You don't have to bring up the menus anymore by pressing Ctrl Shift F12. It can all be done through actions made from the cockpit. So I'm going to go over that today. So today we're at Gatwick in Golf Alpha Tango uniform, stand 28, preparing this for a flight to Tenerife South. We're going to go through the whole cockpit procedure, the setup procedure, all the way until we're ready to taxi. So that will include all the GSX. So it will be boarding, pushback, and the engine start procedure. That will all be done automatically through the FSLabs A320, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that and how to set up the aircraft. So if we go into the aircraft, as you can see, currently cold and dark here at Gatwick with typical British weather, the rain and the sunshine apparently. So for this cockpit setup, I'm actually using a flow checklist that I found. A fellow YouTuber called Matteo Chewy has written a very good checklist that you can follow. The link for that video will be in the description of this video. So if you're interested in that flow checklist, definitely check it out, because he's got a link to it where you can download it, and he goes into a lot of detail about each item on that checklist if you're interested. So that will be in the description. Right, for this video. So as you can see, we're here, cold and dark. The aircraft has no power set up to it. The first thing, especially with GSX and SOD, is we need to get that jetway attached to our airplane. So this will usually be done through the SOD menu. You can press Alt and it will bring up this menu at the top here. You can go to add-ons, SOD, and then bring up, or you can just press Tab X to bring up the command. But with the FSLabs, we don't need to do that. What we can do is, if we go to the overhead, see this MEC button here, if you listen carefully, you see it make a beep sound, and this should flash up the text window if it all works. There we go, and it should ask us which door we want to connect the jetway to. So this starts the G6 sequence. So we will select door 1 left, and then we'll confirm that, and there we go, we get the GSX level 2 jetway moving and attaching our aeroplane. So with this actually will come ground power. If we keep an eye over here on the external power, when this connects it should become available. Let's have a look outside. Here we go, this view instead. See, that's coming nicely to the airplane. Very nice, very nice. So what we can do now is, there you go, did you see it? It popped up. So the jetway is available, the jetway is attached to the aircraft, and external power becomes available. So if we go to this flow checklist that has been created for us, we can see that it says engine master switches 1 and 2 are both off, the engine mode selector is on normal, the weather radar is off, the predictive wind shear is off, the gear lever is down, both wipers are off, although could put them on this weather, but you're stationary, so it wouldn't really matter. So now we go to the battery, we press bat 1 first, and then bat 2, and now we can click the external power. So now we have power to the aircraft. There's more steps that we can do at this point, which is in the flow checklist, so if you're interested, go and check that out. But we're really interested in the GSX implementation, so we'll try and speed this up a bit. So now we'll go to the left side, we'll just cruise supply on, ground control on, we'll do CPR test, that works. This goes up to Captain Purser, and we can align the ADIRSs. Down to the light panel, nav and logo to 1, strobe onto auto, emergency exit lights arm, the no smoking sign goes to auto. We can work our way up, we can do engine fire tests. For some reason it's not making a sound, it should. Anyway, there we go, it's delayed. Try now. Oh, it's because we didn't wait for the 3 clicks. Why is this not? Anyway, that should work. Besides, let's buy the buy. Okay, I'm gonna be noob and press B to get our pressures, get our QNH sorted. Go to the FMS, turn this on, and I'm gonna use the First Officer's FMS or MCDU, it's Airbus after all, to go through our inits. So can I bring the flight plan over? That's too big, there we go. So we are BA 2702, call sign Speedbird 272 Tango really. And we are going from Gatwick to Tenerife South, flight time of 3 hours and 59 minutes. Yep, so that's all good. I can get rid of that. That seems to be good. Go to our OFP, bring it back actually, so we can see the fuel. Block fuel is 13.8 tons. Next fuel, 230. Trip fuel 11292. That's perfect. That works. So this is our first point of call with GSX. As you can see here right now, it says refuel automatic. If I click it, it will say via GSX. Now if I press send here, it will bring out the GSX refueler. You know, the guy brings his refueling tank, sticks it up to the airplane, and it refuels. The only problem with this is, if you do this at the same time as you're boarding, the bags will be delayed because GSX can't load the bags onto the airplane whilst it's also refueling. So to navigate that, I like to use, so you can do instant, which will instantly refuel, but that's not realistic. I like to use automatic. Now what automatic will do is, you won't have the animation of the plane being refueled, but it will refuel at a rate that it would do in real life. So it would trickle up slowly rather than being instant. And you'll see that as I press send. Okay, this means to put in a time 1450, because that's when the real airplane departed. He likes that, so send that. Now the refueling should begin momentarily, but this is obviously not using GSX because we want GSX for the boarding. Now here we are, the boarding. So as you can see here, we have our passenger numbers all the way here, we have our crew. We can go next to request, and we can say we can hit board now. We can begin at a time, so we can set a time. So at the moment it's 14:20. We can put 14:21, and it will begin at 14:21. Again, you can also do like the refueling. You can do instant, and that will negate GSX. You won't need to use any GSX features for that. So we're going to use GSX, and we're going to press board now to save time. You can also do catering. If you press catering, the GSX catering will come, but again, at the same time, you can't load bags and do catering, so we'll ignore that. If you've got time before a flight and you really want to make it, so say you really want to make it special, you can do catering and then refueling and then, you know, take your time. But at the moment, we're just going to try and get through this. So we press board now, and we're going to request. The GSX panel should blink, there you go, and then boarding should start, if you can hear in the background. It should start very soon, very shortly, and you'll see passengers coming down here. And okay, if we look outside, you can see already the bag, the dollies for the bags are coming, and they're opening the doors. So I haven't had to press Control Shift F12. This is all triggering automatically because of the implementation, which is really cool. I've not had to open any doors. Even you can even see the front door was opening. The left front door was opening. So if you're flying, say, the PMG G737 or the 777, you have to manually open the doors yourself in the FMCs or the Boeings, but this is all automatic, so they're off. They'll be back with probably some more bags because we have a lot of passengers to get on this airplane. So with that is this ATSU done, we can now go to the FMGC. It says GPS primary lost, yet because they are aligning, the RSs are aligning. You should get a time here, so yep, 3 minutes to align. We can check the company messages. So we have a load sheet. The load sheet is saying our 0 fuel weight is going to be 62.3 tons, which correlates with the OFP. Our takeoff weight will be 75.9 tons, which is 0.1 more than the OFP. And then if we go next, we can see the passenger numbers. We have 177 passengers, so we're 3 short of being full. And we have our lactose, our trim settings. So we can accept that. That's all good. Messages. It's just all to do with start time. We can ignore that. We don't need that because we're not actually going to take off. We're just going to push back the aircraft and start the engines. So now we can check. Here we are in A320, sorry, that syncs up. These are the engine types, the IAEs. Nav data is correct. So we can go to edit. I'm just going to put our call sign in here just because it's triggering me that it's not our call sign and I didn't do it correct on SimBrief, but that's fine. So speedbird 272 Tango, perfect. We can request the winds in here as we're connected to Active Sky. Really important you fill out this init view page, because if you don't, you will the airplane won't go into autothrust when you take off. So when you go into man flex or it won't set the flex properly because you haven't put in the correct weights here. So I like to go to boarding and then you can get the weights here. So we are 62.3 / as you can hear, the boarding has started, the passengers are coming on. I'll show you that once we've put this in. So 34.4 and our block fuel is 13.8 tons if I remember correctly. Yes. So this will fill out GPS primary now, so we have the RSs have aligned, as you can see. Perfect. Get rid of that message. Flight plan. So flight plan, departure. It would be 9 right. This is again not important because we are not actually flying the flight, but it's 9 right. The flight plan says it's the Southampton Free Papa. So there it is. I'll insert that. That's fine. Okay, brilliant. The next thing would be performance. Yeah, so at this stage, really everything's done. Everything is done, everything's setting up, the boarding is happening. So now if you're on the VATSIM network or something, you would ask for clearance. Now the FSLab you can use PDC. So here's ATC request menu, pre-departure clearance, and you fill this in. We're not flying online, but as an example, I'll do it. I'll fill it in. So we are speedbird 272 Tango, and we're on stand 28, and information alpha. So you'll send that off. You'll click send. We're obviously not going to get anything back, but if the station that you send this to is up and running with PDC, you'll get a message back saying you're clear to your destination via which SID, initial climb, which will be on the chart. So you need to really look at your charts, and also it will give you a squawk code. So for example, if we get back, you're cleared to Tenerife via the Southampton Free Papa departure, initial climb, I think it might be 3,000 feet, squawk 4467. So we'll go, okay, squawk 4467, and then we will have the message here, messages. It will come up here, and then we will just say, okay, we can accept it, click accept. It will go back. The ATC controller will see that you've accepted it and save squawk so that you are cleared. So as we can hear, the boarding's happening. The bags are coming on the plane. So the bags are almost all loaded now, which is good. But the passengers probably might take a bit longer. If we can look here. Where are we going? So there they are, boarding the plane. The passengers will probably take a bit longer to board than the bags. So we'll hear the baggage doors close. So now would be a good time to put the APU on. We'll start the APU, wait for the flap to open. We should get a message here saying flap open. Techniques flying 3000 in the SID. There we go, flap is open. Go back to the overhead, start. Good to keep an eye on the refueling. We're still refueling. Message here, refueling. It's ticking up slowly, but as I said before, there's no man with his refueling truck as there would be if you use GSX. He would come here with his refueling truck and refuel the aeroplane manually via GSX. You can hear the doors are closing. I've not pressed anything. I've not triggered that at all. It's just GSX and the implementation with the FSLabs doing that, which is why I love it so much. It just works. It's so good. So with the boarding happening right now, I think I'm going to skip ahead to when boarding's finished and go through the flow to trigger the next sequence of GSX. I'll see you then. Okay, refueling is done. We can turn on the fasten seatbelt sights, and also the fuel pumps can come on. Down here to the ATSU menu once again, and we will do the fuel report when it comes up to do. There'll be a 6 next to the fuel. Next to fuel, the number 3 will turn into a number 6, and we can enter the fuel reports. Okay, so there you go, there was the magic ding that indicates that the boarding has been completed, so we can begin to start thinking about initiating the next sequence of GSX implementation, which would be the pushback. So for this to happen, we need to wait until the cabin door closes. So as you can see, it is now in an orange colour, an amber colour, which indicates it's open. So that will shut automatically. Again, I won't have to shut that myself manually. And once we do that, we can start the pushback sequence. So that was the wrong button. We need to fill in the fuel reports. We just copy this up number, so 14166, and we can send that off. So we are happy, we are fueled, and the doors should be closing very shortly. So we will check our fuel on board. It is 13.8 tons, just under. That's all good. So we can do the before start checklist down to the line. Cockpit preparation is complete. Gears, pins and covers removed. Signs are on. ADIRSs are on nav. Fuel quantity is 13,780 kilograms. Takeoff data is set, and the bar reference is 1005, and that is set. That's to the line. So if you are flying online, now would be your chance to call up for push and start. Obviously we're offline, so we won't do that, but we will turn the beacon light on. This is part of initiating GSX. That clunk was the door closing. If you heard that, we're going to come off external power. We'll confirm that the door is closed. The door is closed. We can now do the before start checklist down to below the line. Windows and doors are closed and armed. We can see that the slides are armed. mobile phone, sure it's off. The thrust levers are in idle, they are, and the parking brake is set. Okay, so to press pushback, we don't need to press the control shift F12. We can just come down to this I'll come over down here so you can see it clearer. It's int. We press that, and that should bring up the menu. Do you want the ice cream? We're going to say no.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Roger. And he will now ask us which direction we want to push. You'll see that the external power is no longer available because the jet bridge is moving away from us. There it goes.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
He's ready for pushback. We are also ready for pushback. He should, in a minute, pop up telling us which way we want to go. We want to go nose left. There you go, he's looking gear. We can probably have a look outside to see what he's doing. Hopefully it's not too loud. So that menu should pop up. Again, I'm not pressing the I didn't press the shortcut. It's popped up automatically, so we're going to be facing to the west on Juliet, nose left.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Release parking brake. Okay, parking brake is released.
Push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Okay, we're going to ignore him. We're going to start the engine as we push back. So we will go to ignition start, pressure build up, and we will start engine number 2. These are the IAE engines, so they will take a little bit longer than the CFMs to start up. The CFMs are a lot quicker at starting up, and they also need a shorter warm up. The IAEs need 5 minutes. I think the CFMs need a little bit less. I know the Neos need 5, but this is the CEO IAE, so it needs 5 minutes to warm up. So there we are, pushback is happening. We'll look outside again. Happy days, pushback onto Juliet perfectly.
Set parking brakes.
The engine is starting here. He's asked for the parking brake. We can set the parking brake. So now GSX will ask us for good engine start. Here we are. So again, I don't need to bring up the window. I just press the init page twice, the init button twice. Here we go, that popped up automatically, and now he's happy, so he will start to disconnect us. In the meantime, engine 2 is a good start. We can start engine number 1 now. Check out for the nose wheel steering. Disconnect. That should disappear once he disconnects.
Unlocking gear.
Now he's unlocking the gear now.
Tow truck disconnected.
There you go.
Bypass pin removed.
Disconnected. You can look outside. He's on his way. And we've just dealt with GSX without having to open any menu. We haven't had to open the doors. It's all been done automatically for us. And that's why I think the FSLabs is just,
right is clear.
In terms of realism, it's the best, because if you're flying an airplane, you're not going to dictate every move. It's going to happen automatically, organically, and this is what happens with the FSLabs. So I just think it's great, and I've seen a lot of videos and streams of people still pressing the shortcuts, still manually activating GSX. You don't need to. You just need to follow these shortcuts, and it will just take care of you. If you look after it, it will look after you, and the process is seamless. It's seamless. It works. There he goes. He's going to drive into us, or he's going to drive away. A bit of both. We'll just look down here, we'll arm up and go for that one. Come up here as well, we can come off the APU and put our taxi light on, and we can call for taxi. At this point, we're ready to go as he goes back to the gate. So yeah, it's very easy. There's just a little, if you just follow the flow sheet that I will link in the description below, do the checklist, and if you do everything smoothly, you will, every step of the way, GSX will look after you, and it will add to your immersion and to your realism with the sim. So there we are, all ready to taxi and make our way to Tenerife, which hopefully is sunny compared to Gatwick here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like. If there's any further questions about the GSX implementation and FSLabs, do write a comment. I will do my best to answer and hopefully solve the solution or solve that problem for you. So yeah, like, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you soon.